$20. So $20. Now you can spend $50, but we will only match 20 and 20. So for your $20 worth of food that you buy at the market, you can get $60 worth of produce, honey, cooked foods, but they cannot be ready to eat.
From maximizing value to building personal bonds, the German Coast Farmers Market is succeeding on many levels, and folks are certainly happy to have it here.
And myself, I'm a people person. I love people. Since I've been in the market for almost 20 years, I've met a lot of people, and they keep coming back for my honey, I promise you.
I think it's great that local vendors have a place to come out and bring their food items or fresh produce, and the community has the opportunity to come and purchase, from local vendors.
There's a nice variety of things. I saw some like fresh garden vegetables and fruit and things. There's a lady out here that has bees and fresh honey and peanut butter and all type of good things. There's some good food, and it's really nice. There's a nice variety of things.
The market is open at the West Bank Bridge Park from noon to 5 p.m. on Wednesdays, and again from 8 a.m. to noon on Saturdays at the St. Charles Parish Library branch in Destrehan. Both sites provide great amenities and ample public parking.
St. Charles Parish government, which operates under a home rule charter form of government, consists of a parish president and a parish council. The council is comprised of 9 members. 7 of the council members represent specific geographical districts. There are 2 at-large members who represent the entire parish. Our at-large Division A councilperson resides on our parish's East Bank, and our at-large Division B councilperson resides on the parish's West Bank. Each year, the council elects a chairperson and vice chairperson to preside over council meetings. Generally, the council holds meetings on the first and third Mondays of each month. Occasionally, there will be a 3-week gap between meetings due to holidays and other events. Residents should check the parish calendar online to see when the council will meet. Agendas for upcoming meetings will be posted online as well. The regular agenda is published the Thursday before the council meeting, and the supplemental agenda is published the day of the meeting. No 2 council meetings are the same, but there is a general order of business that each council meeting follows. The order of events in each council meeting consists of proclamations, reports, ordinances and resolutions for public hearing, planning and zoning petitions, persons to address the council, resolutions, appointments, announcements, executive session, if applicable, and adjournment. Residents are welcome to attend and observe council meetings. When attending, residents should enter the courthouse through the public entrance and expect to go through a brief security screening. Then proceed to the second floor of the courthouse to enter the council chambers. Those attending the meeting will be asked to sign with a member of the council staff before entering the council chambers. If a resident wishes to address council, there is a process to appear on the agenda. The resident must fill out an online form and submit it to the council secretary 5 business days before the council meeting. Residents may also speak during the public comments portion of council ordinances or resolutions, provided the comments are specific to said ordinance or resolution. Those wishing to speak will be given a 3-minute window for their comments. If a resident is scheduled to speak on a specific topic, the individual will be recognized and called before council. Speakers should step to the podium and give their full name and declare their address. For example, John Doe, 123 Main Street, Hahnville. The speaker then has the floor. Please remember that there is a 5-minute window to address the council. When you have completed your comments or reached your time limit, please feel free to return to your seat or exit council chambers. Council meetings are aired live on SCP TV, Cox, Channel 6 or Uverse, Channel 99, Facebook, and YouTube. In addition, They are recorded and can be seen on SCP TV or on demand both online and through the new SCP TV app available on Apple and Android devices, and streaming devices like the Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV. Simply go to the App Store on your device and search for SCP TV. For more information about St. Charles Parish Council, contact the Council office at 985-783-5000.
Get the 411 on flushable wipes. Know your parish. Did you know that flushable wipes are not safe for our sewage system? These wipes, while labeled as flushable and biodegradable, contain a percentage of plastic fibers that do not break down. Wipes that are labeled biodegradable may take weeks to disintegrate. When flushed, these wipes can collect, causing blockages called fatbergs that can accumulate in pipes, pumps, and lift stations, resulting in considerable man-hours and repair costs to the parish. St. Charles Parish wastewater officials estimate that 75% of their daily maintenance issues are the direct result of flushable wipes floating around our system. Consumers should place baby wipes, disinfecting wipes, sanitary products, and other disposable items in trash cans to keep sewage systems and their components working at optimum levels. And that's the 411 on flushable wipes.
Hey everyone, I'm standing at the St. Charles Parish Animal Shelter at 921 Deputy Jeff G. Watson Drive in Luling, Louisiana. We're unveiling our new microchip scanning station for our pets. This tool is going to allow us to have our residents help us reunite pets with their owners.
So I found this healthy pet walking on the street, and I want to see if she has a microchip that is attached to an owner. So I came to the local animal shelter, grabbed the scanner, check for a chip that is typically along the back, but this chip can also migrate to the shoulders and the chest. We found a chip.
Well, our animal shelter is always trying to innovate and better serve our community. This scanning station is just another tool that's going to allow our residents 24-hour access to help us reunite pets with their family members.
We can find what company is attached to that chip and get the owner information, such as the name and phone number, and try to reunite them with their owners before coming into the animal shelter. The other thing is sometimes people have a privacy alert on their information on their microchip. When this happens, this process looks a little bit different. The microchip company will tell the owner the pet is found, and they will provide the information of the finder to the owner so they can get in contact with each other to reunite that pet.
Our hope is that our residents use this tool behind me 24/7 to help us reunite pets with their families.
And just remember, if you found a pet, just hold on to that pet until you can properly check the pet into the animal shelter during business hours. It is a citable offense to leave a pet unattended at an animal shelter.
Calling all seniors.
See if I can charge off of this.
Good evening and welcome to the St. Charles Parish Council meeting on Monday, February 9th, 2026 at 6 p.m. in the council chambers in the parish courthouse. Please silence all electronic devices and remove all hats. This meeting is called to order with a prayer and a pledge of allegiance from Pastor Peyton Quinto with First Baptist Church in Luling.
Dear Lord, thank you for this time that we can be here today, God. Just want to pray over all these councilmen, Lord, and just thank you for who they are and where you've placed them, God. I pray that you can continue to guide them, lead them to wisdom as they lead our community, Lord. Pray for all the workers that are in government, God. I pray that we can just know that you are the one who sets these things up, Lord. You are the one who places all these people here, and I pray that we can just do what we can to honor you, honor those that you've put in charge, love them, serve them well, Lord. And I pray that we can just follow those who are leading us, Lord. It's in your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor Quinto. Approval of the minutes. A motion and a second are needed to approve the minutes from the regular meeting of January 26, 2026. Motion by Lysandra Wilson, seconded by Michelle O'Daniels. Please cast your votes. And that passes unanimously with Councilmember Pillier, Councilmember Fonseca, and Councilmember Fisher absent. Special business, proclamations, canvass returns, etc. 2026-0040 proclamation, Crew of G Old Timers Day. President Jewell.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Proclamation, whereas on Thursday, February 12th, 2026, the Crew of G Old Timers will hold its annual Mardi Gras dance at the Edward A. Dufresne Community Center, Judge Edward Dufresne Parkway, Luling, Louisiana. And whereas this dance is traditionally enjoyed by hundreds of senior citizens of St. Charles Parish each year for a day of fellowship and festivity, and whereas this event is sponsored and organized by the St. Charles Parish Council on Aging, Incorporated, the St. Charles Parish Department of Parks and Recreation, Primetime Seniors, their staff, and volunteers to make this event possible. And whereas the residents and senior citizens of St. Charles Parish are truly grateful for their dedication and hard work. Now, therefore be it resolved, we, the members of the St. Charles Parish Council and the Parish President, do hereby proclaim Thursday, February 12th, 2026, as Crew of G Old Timers Day. Be it further resolved that on behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, we do hereby extend our sincere thanks and appreciation to the St. Charles Parish Council on Aging, St. Charles Parish Parks and Recreation, Department of Parks and Recreation, Primetime Seniors, the staff members and volunteers for their contributions to the Crew of G Old Timers. And here today to accept is Miss April Keller and Dwayne Foray.
Members of the Council and Parish President Jew, thank you so much for the support of this wonderful event. I want to remind everybody there's still time to get your name in. We stand at 420 seniors in St. Charles Parish as of today, so we do have a little more room. And I want to thank St. Charles Parish Public School Foundation because they actually sponsored the live music and our hotel and hospitality curriculum at the Satellite Center that serve our seniors during this wonderful event. So thank you so much for your support.
And don't forget, we're having a spirit contest, so come out in your Mardi Gras finest. Thank you.
Thank you. 2026-0049 proclamation, Hardline Mardi Gras Fest. Heather Skiba.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Proclamation. Whereas the youth group at First Baptist Church of Luling is sponsoring its annual Hardline Mardi Gras Fest fundraiser. And whereas food will be for sale for the crew of Lul Parade Growers on Saturday, February 14th, 2026 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And whereas the focus of the Hardline group at First Baptist Church of Luling is to reach the youth of St. Charles Parish and spread the message and good news about Jesus Christ. And whereas the First Baptist Church of Luling invites everyone to stop by the church at 921 Paul Mallard Road in Luling and enjoy great food and fellowship. Now therefore be it resolved, we the members of the St. Charles Parish Council and the Parish President do hereby proclaim Saturday, February 14th, 2026 as Hardline Mardi Gras Fest in St. Charles Parish and encourage all citizens to attend the festival. And we have Pastor Peyton Quinto here to accept.
Thank you again. This is just a really great opportunity for us at the church to have a fundraiser for these youth and be able to get them to go to a summer camp where I've been a couple years now, and so many kids come and get to worship God and give their lives to Jesus, and this is just a wonderful way to help and support that. And yeah, absolutely anybody is welcome to come and hang out at the church. They have a good spot right there as the parade goes by. So yeah, thank you all again.
Thank you. 2026-0050 Proclamation Crew of Lowell Day. Councilwoman Heather Skiba.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Proclamation. Whereas on Saturday, February 14th, 2026 at noon, the crew of Lowell will celebrate its 49th annual Mardi Gras parade through the streets of Luling. And whereas the crew of Lowell parade is traditionally enjoyed by thousands of citizens that line the parade route each year for a day of fellowship and festivity. And whereas this event is organized and directed by Miss Wanda Candies, Mr. Russell Love, Miss Debbie Dufresne Vial, Mr. Randy Love, Miss Quincy Berthelot, Miss Beth Landry, Mr. Garrett Love, Mrs. Diana Love, Miss Carly Love, and Mr. Lloyd Landry IV. 10 citizens who give their time and talent to make this event possible. And whereas the residents of St. Charles Parish are truly grateful for their dedication and hard work. Now, therefore, be it resolved, we, the members of the St. Charles Parish Council and the Parish President, do hereby proclaim Saturday, February 14th, 2026 as Crew of Lowell Day. Be it further resolved that Saturday, February 14th, 2026 is hereby declared a day of fun and festivity in St. Charles Parish. Be it further resolved, on behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, we do hereby extend our sincere thanks and appreciation to Miss Wanda Candies, Mr. Russell Love, Miss Debbie Dufresne Vial, Mr. Randy Love, Miss Quincy Berthelot, Miss Beth Landry, Mr. Garrett Love, Miss Diana Love, Miss Carly Love, and Mr. Lloyd Landry IV for their contributions to the crew of Lowell. That's a lot of loves for a parade on Valentine's Day. And we have Miss Debbie Vial and members of the crew of Lowell to accept. Thank you.
sorry for all the names, but it takes a village. On behalf of the crew of Lou, we just want to thank you for recognizing us. And as you mentioned, it's our 49th year. We are praying for some good weather this weekend for both us and the crew of Des Allemands. So please pray with us, and we hope to see you out on the parade route. Thank you.
(2026-0051) in recognition, Mr. Billy Thigpen and Mrs. Sarah Becknell Thigpen, 2026 King and Queen Crew of Louisville. Mr. Jewell, President Jewell.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Mr. Billy Thigpen and Miss Sarah Becknell Thigpen, on behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, I am honored to present to you the 2026 King and Queen of the Crew of Louisville, the Scroll of St. Charles Parish, and the Key of St. Charles Parish. On Saturday, February 14th, 2026, you shall reign as King and Queen of fun and festivity. As your royal subjects, we request that you suspend all daily labors, fees, and any other impediments that may interfere with the public enjoyment. We request that you cancel all cares and quarrels, directing every effort towards fun, merrymaking, without confusing Mardi Gras with other issues. We look forward to your reign on a bright and beautiful day in St. Charles Parish. Congratulations and best wishes on an exciting and a memorable day. And I have a little gift for you up here as well. Scroll. Want to get the key? You'd be surprised when that opens. Oh yeah, we'll get that first.
Thank you. Have a good ride. Thank you. Have a good ride. These are beautiful.
Thank you. Well, have a great ride.
This will get easier as I go along.
Oh, let's do that.
Oh, I didn't think about all that. I'd just like to say thank you very much. It's quite an honor, and we're not going to take that very lightly. It's a wonderful thing that you've honored us, as well as the captains, to choose us to be King and Queen of 49th Crew of Louisville. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. 2026-0052 in recognition, Miss Suzanne Sue Landry Armand, 2026 Grand Marshal, Crew of Louisville. Mr. President Jewell.
2026 Crew of Louisville, Miss Suzanne Sue Landry Armand, on behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, I am honored to present to you the 2026 Grand Marshal of the Crew of Louisville, the Scroll of St. Charles Parish. On Saturday, February 14th, 2026, you shall perform your duties as Grand Marshal of the Crew of Louisville and bring joy and merriment to the citizens of St. Charles Parish. It is because of your wisdom and fine character that you were chosen Grand Marshal, and everyone in St. Charles Parish will pass a good time because of your endeavors. I have a gift for you to show you our appreciation, congratulations, and best wishes on that day and for every day to follow.
Right here. I'm gonna do one more.
Thank you.
It's truly an honor to have been chosen to be the Grand Marshal. I appreciate all the love that has been shown to me during this time, and we will have a good time. Let the good times roll.
Thank you. (2026-0053) Proclamation Crew of DeSalmons Day. Councilman Willie Cormadale.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Whereas on Sunday, February 15th, 2026 at 1 p.m., the crew of DeSalmons will parade through the streets of DeSalmons. And whereas the community of DeSalmons has enjoyed Carnival Parade for over 60 years, and whereas this community event is organized and directed by a group of citizens who give their time and talent to make this event possible, and whereas the residents of St. Charles Parish are truly grateful for their dedication and hard work. Now therefore be it resolved, we the members of St. Charles Parish Council and the Parish President do hereby proclaim Sunday, February 15th, 2026 as Crew of DeSalmons Day. Be it further resolved, Sunday, February 15th, 2026 is hereby declared a day of fun and festivity in St. Charles Parish. And be it further resolved, on behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, we do hereby extend our sincere thanks and appreciation to the group of citizens for their contributions to the Crew of DeSalmons. And I believe we have Ms. Mitzi P.T. and Sherry Foss and members of the crew here to receive.
Thank you.
Hit that gap. Same, yeah.
We just want to thank y'all for this year's proclamation, and we invite everybody to come out and celebrate with us. And like Crew of Lulen, we are praying for beautiful weather for the whole weekend, so y'all come out and have a good time with us. Thank you.
Thank you. 2026-0054, in recognition, Mr. Alvin Coe Hebert and Mrs. Nancy Bergeron Hebert, 2026 King and Queen, Crew of DeSalmons. And President Jewell.
Thank you, Chairwoman. 2026 Crew of DeSalmons, Mr. Alvin Coe Hebert and Ms. Nancy Bergeron Hebert. On behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, I am honored to present to you the 2026 King and Queen of the Crew of DeSalmons, the Scroll of St. Charles Parish, and the Key of St. Charles Parish. On Sunday, February 15th, 2026, you shall reign as King and Queen of fun and festivity. As your royal subjects, we request that you suspend all daily labors, fees, and any other impediments that may interfere with the public enjoyment. We request that you cancel all cares and quarrels, directing every effort towards fun and merrymaking without confusing Mardi Gras with other issues. We look forward to your reign on a bright and beautiful day in St. Charles Parish. Congratulations and best wishes on an exciting and memorable day.
Thank you.
Y'all want to say a few words?
Starts clearing out. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank everybody, and I think it's truly a good honor from us getting chosen. It's really a surprise. We're gonna have good weather. I ordered it. It's gonna get in the evening at Luling by 8 o'clock, 8:30, and they're gonna stop about 3:30 in the morning for this album, so we'll be all right. So. Got it all good.
2026-0056 in recognition. I'm sorry, that's 2020, that's correct. 0056 in recognition, Miss Darlene Zarang, 2026 Grand Marshal, Crew of Disarmaments. Sorry about that. 2026-0055 in recognition, Miss Trudy Babineau Taste, 2026 Grand Marshal, Crew of Disarmaments. President Jewell.
2026 Crew of Disarmaments, Miss Trudy Babineau Taste, on behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, I am honored to present you the 2026 Grand Marshal of the Crew of Disarmaments, the Scroll of St. Charles Parish. On Sunday, February 15th, 2026, you shall perform your duties as Grand Marshal of the Crew of Disarmaments and bring joy and merriment to the citizens of St. Charles Parish. It is because of your wisdom and fine character that you were chosen as Grand Marshal, and everyone in St. Charles Parish will pass a good time because of your endeavors. I have a gift for you to show you some appreciation, congratulations, and best wishes on that day and every day to follow.
Thank you all so much. You know, the Disarmaments Parade has been a tradition in our community for as long as I can remember. And that's a pretty long time now. And but we appreciate the fact that you're still supporting us. And thank you for the recognition. I thank the Crew of Disarmaments for honoring me with this. Looking forward to it. We hope to see you all on the parade route Sunday. Parade rolls at 1 o'clock. Laissez les bon temps rouler.
Thank you. 2026-0056 in recognition, Miss Darlene Zarang, 2026 Grand Marshal, Crew of Disarmaments. President Joe.
2026 Crew of Disarmaments, Miss Darlene Zarang, on behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, I am honored to present you the 2026 Grand Marshal of the Crew of Disarmaments, the Scroll of St. Charles Parish. On Sunday, February 15th, you shall perform your duties as Grand Marshal of the Crew of Disarmaments and bring joy and merriment to the citizens of St. Charles Parish. It is because of your fine wisdom and character that you were chosen Grand Marshal, and everyone in St. Charles Parish will pass a good time because of your endeavors. I have a gift for you to show our appreciation. Congratulations and best wishes on that day and every day to follow.
2026-0057 Peanut Butter Collection Drive. Mr. Jarrett Fuselier, Chief Nursing Officer, St. Charles Parish Hospital. And Mr. Peanut.
Happy to be here. Thank you again, Mr. President, Councilman, for having us to celebrate our Peanut Day and to have your opportunity to bring the peanut in. So this year marks our 33rd annual Peanut Drive for the parish. As you guys know, every year during the Louisville Parade, we collect peanut butter. Over the past few years, we've collected around 5,000 jars of peanut butter that all go to support our local food banks in the parish. So we're happy to be sponsoring again this year. Actually, this year I have Ms. Mary Ann from the Matthew Food Bank. If you want to come say a few words before we go, too. Tell you a little bit about what we do with the peanut butter.
I wanted to thank Eichner and Mr. Peanut, the council, and the community. Without you all, the food pantries couldn't survive. And over the past several years, our sources of food outside of the parish have diminished quite a bit. So it's because we're in such a community that does so much that we have been able to keep going as we have. We're one of several food pantries in the parish. I just want to remind people that if you bring a jar of peanut butter to the parade, this can feed a family lunch for the week they're off of school. Sometimes that's all they may have in the pantry because they're used to eating lunch and breakfast at school. And it's also a good way to teach your families and your children how to care for people in the community. But over the past several years, the amount of peanut butter coming in has diminished a little bit as the families have increased. So maybe you'll want to bring 2 jars of peanut butter to the parade. And that way you can serve 2 families. So thank you very much for all that we do. We live in an amazing community that cares about each other.
Thank you very much. Could we get a picture? Mm-hmm. All council members?
They all coming?
Yeah.
Thank you. Reports, finance, and administrative activities. 2026-0046, risk management, safety. And Rochelle Champagne is here to report.
Good evening, Parish President Jewell and honorable members of the Parish Council. Thank you for allowing me to come in tonight and present the annual presentation for risk management. I have a brief presentation. I'm going to cover what we do in the department. We serve as a resource for the health, safety, and well-being of parish employees and property. And our goals are, we strive to reduce the frequency, severity, and cost of claims. We use a few methods that would include risk identification, that's using policies and procedures, training and education, and the results are data-driven analysis that are recorded. What we do is, as we have claims, we report on them and we figure out where our losses are. And that's where we push a little bit heavier education and putting policies in place to reduce claims. Okay, I'm sorry, it looks very small up there, so I'll just recap it. What we do, we investigate all parish-related accidents and employee injuries for preventive and corrective actions. We perform that in-house with our own in-house team and employees. We process and manage all general liability, auto liability, and property damage claims. We do that in-house as well. If a property claim exceeds the deductible, at that point, that's when I put our insurance carriers on notice and an official claim will be opened with them. With that being said, we are responsible for all the expenditures that come out of the in-house loss fund and the SIR fund. Those are the expected costs that arise out of claims that are within the parish's deductible. So those claims are handled internally and they are processed through our department. Next item is reimbursable claims. If indeed there is a loss that the parish incurs and we are not at fault, our department goes ahead and processes it and we seek out the reimbursement. That could be through an individual, it could be through insurance. We manage it, we process it, and we seek restitution. We also facilitate all drug testing, and that's going to be for pre-employment hires and post-accidents. We also facilitate all medical treatment for injured employees. That is from providing transportation from the initial medical visit with follow-up visits. It could include physical therapy, anything that has to do with that employee's well-being up until they are fully released from the workers' comp claim. And then we also monitor those claims costs. Workers' comp claims are handled by our workers' comp contract provider, which is LWCC. However, we do follow along because when you source this out to your vendor, you want to make sure that they're doing what they have to do. So we do follow along with them on those claims. Some other items we do, we distribute 5 monthly safety topics to all the major departments. We facilitate all the new hire safety training. We schedule audits and on annual employee safety training. We conduct the new hire and biannual DMV checks for all authorized drivers. We manage the parish's vehicle fleet and equipment asset program. In collaboration with admin, personnel, and legal, we work with them to enforce the parish policies that are in place. We perform insurance verification reviews for contracted vendors and contracts, the big contracts that y'all approve all the time. We also coordinate with Public Works and GIS on tree inspections, servitudes, and right-of-ways. This is a recap of some safety training that was provided to the field departments last year. This is not all of the topics. This is just some to fill up the page. Just know that this is all in-house, in-person training. I also want to let you guys know that annual training could be computer-based, and that captures some of the office personnel that does not actually have in-person field training. And then I just want to give you a little data on the claims. So risk management managed 280 in-house loss fund claims in 2025. And then in 2024, we had 160 claims. So the claims rose tremendously. That could be that we are better documenting our calls. It could be that we're responding to something that's actually not a claim. It could be just an inquiry. It could be something from you guys. If you reach out to our department, you have a tree question or something like that. It may not be a cost to us, but it's still costing our department to send someone out there to measure a right-of-way or make a determination on a claim. Here we go. In 2025, we facilitated 26 workers' comp claims. And as you can see, in 2024, we had 41. So that's good. And then in 2025, risk management and personnel together facilitated 344 drug screens for pre-hire, post-accident injury, and random screenings. So in the previous year, in 2024, we ended up having 520 tests. And then that's it. That's our office information. I'm sorry, it went off. That's okay. We're located here in the courthouse. The address is 15045 River Road in Hornville. Our office number is area code 985-783-1610. And you can call us during the working hours of 7 to 4 p.m. And if indeed it's after hours, everyone can contact Emergency Operations Center at area code 985-783-5050, and the on-call person from risk management will respond. And if y'all have any questions, please reach out or let me know this evening.
Doesn't look like we have any questions.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank y'all very much.
2026-0047, Public Information Office, Ms. Francesca Blanchard.
Good evening, members of the council. Thank you for having me tonight. I have a little report on departmental activities and who public information is as a department. So just an overview, we serve the residents of St. Charles Parish, parish president and parish officials, our departments, and also community agencies who work with the fire department, the ARC, and the farmers market to help amplify their message, as well as whoever else comes along, and local media partners. As far as our department structure goes, we report up to the Deputy CIO, Samantha DeCastro. Then I'm the director. I have a Deputy Public Information Officer who can step in when I am not here. And she also handles day-to-day operations and social media content. Then we have a vacant multimedia coordinator position that we're interviewing for now. That person is our graphic designer, webmaster, and handles all of our internal kind of communications. The production coordinator handles the public access channel and video production. And then our public information specialist covers public works, wastewater, and waterworks. Those are our biggest three departments, and he's doing a great job of covering the departments that we've always had problems covering in a timely manner. Some basic department responsibilities. We handle public messaging and announcements, crisis and emergency communications, media relations and press releases, social media management, website and digital communications, video, photography, and graphic design, and event coordinating and planning. Here are some of the channels that we manage. We've got the website. We have all of the social media platforms that are owned by the parish. We assist with text alerts through Everbridge with the EOC, especially during crisis situations. We handle all press releases and media briefings. The government access television channel, we counted them up. There are 109 meetings that will stream this year on the channel that we then download and put into the archive online. And we also handle print materials, flyers, signs, brochures, all of those kinds of things. So part of what we do when we serve the residents is we want to elevate and educate residents about what's going on in the parish and what we do as parish government. Some of what we do is we take technical terms and we try to translate them into layman's terms to let the residents know how a drainage project is going to impact them and make them better protected from future flooding. That's one example. I didn't know anything about box culverts before I started working here, but now I know a fair amount. So we like to communicate in clear language, understandable, use lots of pictures and graphics because honestly, at the end of the day, the algorithm likes the pictures and video. We also handle emergency and weather communication, and part of what we do is we increase the transparency and the trust in government, because at the end of the day, trust is high value currency, and any citizen with a cell phone can put information out there. So we want to be the ones to put the information out there right the first time so that residents know exactly what's going on. So crisis and emergency communications is something that we know all too well. We provide rapid response during emergencies. This can be weather, public safety issues. We work closely with the Sheriff's Office to help push messages out when they have some kind of situation that they need help with pushing. And we also work with our departments and emergency officials. We're in close communication with Jason and his team at the EOC whenever there's something going on. This consistent messaging helps reduce confusion and make sure that residents know exactly what needs to be known. And we offer real-time updates across multiple platforms when we are activated, and honestly around the clock. If there's a tornado warning in the middle of the night, I'm up sharing that there's a tornado warning. Part of what we do is media relations, and we are the main point of contact for local, regional, and sometimes national media. We put out press releases, media advisories, and help coordinate interviews when they're needed. And this, we also ensure accurate reporting. If there's something that goes out that's not right, we'll call the station and say, like, hey, this is not right, we need to fix it. So that's part of what our office does. We also like to focus on storytelling and highlighting the infrastructure projects and the improvements, share behind the scenes work of the departments. We have a little series on social media called Did You Know, where we talk about things that aren't normally talked about. And that a lot of times does apply to the public works space, where we're explaining like what a piece of equipment does. We like to educate residents on how government works. We have these pieces called Know Your Parish, where we can talk about how they can report a streetlight out, or about bulk trash pickup. We also promote programs and services that people may not know about. That goes into like the farmer's market, or we worked with the fire department before Christmas to make sure that people know that dry Christmas trees are quite dangerous. So we like the numbers too. Part of our impact this last year, we had about 12.8 million views on Facebook, and that garnered about 106,000 interactions, like, shares, comments. The majority of our social media audience comes from St. Charles Parish, so we're reaching the people that we know that we need to talk to. We also have daily road closure emails. We have around 500 people that sign up for that, and 6,500 are signed up for the emergency alert system. We pulled some numbers this afternoon, and in January of 2020, we had about 14,000 Facebook followers. As of this weekend, we broke 36,000 Facebook followers. So that's a 152% increase in our following. So back to the community impact. Those 12.8 million Facebook views and interactions on social media are nice, but what do? They build public trust and transparency. It keeps our residents informed and engaged. It amplifies the work of our departments and what our employees do every single day. And it also ensures one clear, consistent voice for the parish. So our key takeaways here is that our department is a strategic partner, not just a communications team. And the effective communication that we work to provide every day strengthens government and community relationships. We have a great team. We're small but mighty. And I'm really proud of the work that we do every day. So that's about all that I have. Thank you all for having me here, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. I'm Councilwoman Michelle O'Daniels.
Thank you, Ms. Blanchard. I really appreciate your work, and I feel like
the communications through, especially through Facebook, and the videos, particularly having to do with the public works projects, have been particularly helpful. I want to ask you now, because there was some council members that weren't here that wanted to kind of get a better picture of what your needs are for the year for employment, as for additional staff. This is the flow chart, and this is what you consider full staff if you get this multimedia coordinator, which is the website coordinator.
Yes, ma'am. That's
Okay.
considered full staff for
Okay,
us.
great. And you were talking about the website. Do you have any big projects in the works? Any hopes and wishes for this year with regard to the website?
Sure. So the Department of Justice has mandated ADA compliance on all government public-facing websites. So part of what my team has been doing is auditing the website, seeing what's on there, seeing how we can make things better and compliant. So once this new person comes on, they are going to go right into the website. We are working with Granicus, who's our web host, to fix any kind of coding issues or things that we can't do on our end, because it really is a content management system. We can't code our own website because they have it hard baked for us. But this person will be ensuring that everything ongoing. It's going to be an ongoing project of making sure that things are compliant and that our website is the best version that it can be.
Okay. And I understand that you're in charge of the budget as well.
For public information, yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Okay, so we noticed the budget is kind of growing, and we kind of wanted, is that part of this whole website project that you have going on as far as professional services and contractual services? Because that's a big job.
Sure. So we do have, we had an addition last year for a third-party service to help with the ADA compliance, but the cost of everything is going up,
It
with
is.
Granicus is increasing on us year after year, but I don't currently have any major expenditures for the website. It's just more of a fixing what we have and then going from there.
And working with the Granicus system. And that's under your budget as well, the Granicus.
The Granicus website portion is me.
Mhm.
There are other departments who use Granicus, and we've subjected it out a
Different
little bit.
percentages.
Correct.
All right, well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ms. Blanchard, I noticed that there's an increase in some advertisements of some different things. One in particular, the restaurants, some businesses showcasing some of those. And I was wondering, is that something that you all are doing, or is that something that's coming from economic development?
No, so Gabrielle, my deputy public information officer, when she first came on board, I said, give me your ideas. Like, you've never worked in government before. Tell me what you would like to do. So she has implemented small business Sundays and like small business spotlights, where she goes out in the community with the camera. Sometimes we have folks that want to get mic'd up and on video, and sometimes we just do photos highlighting our local businesses that people can do just about everything they need to do right here in St. Charles Parish. So she's really taken that and run with that. So that's completely her brainchild.
Thank you. Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Just one question. The deputy person, so does she oversee these three positions, the multimedia coordinator, production coordinator, and the public information specialist? So she oversees them?
Yes, ma'am. She
Okay.
is their supervisor, and she has payroll approving authority for them if ever I'm not here.
Okay.
I think that's all the questions we have. Thank you very much for all the work that you're doing. Oh, I'm sorry. On behalf of all of us, thank you so much for all that you do. 2026-0048, Parish President Remarks Report. President Jewell.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Because it was a little bit longer of a meeting with all the proclamations and Mardi Gras festivities, I went ahead and kept it short today. Just giving you guys a sales tax update. Sales taxes from last December were down by nearly 10%, which reflects not as much expansion or maintenance work taking place in the parish as compared to a large project that was also completed and in progress last year. Overall, so that would be December over December, but overall, we are still up through the year and ended through the year 5.83% up in 2025 over 2024. That reflects about $2.8 million, which is definitely a positive for the parish. It's been up every year since I've been in. Not taking credit for it, but we also know how sales tax can fluctuate, and Grant can be a testament to some of the years. Grant, I think we had a 15 or 20 point downward swing one year, and so that's why we always are really conservative when it comes to our sales tax estimates and work. And I just want to say thanks to the work that Paula Janson and her team over at the school system do, helping us not only what they do in collecting the sales tax, but also helping us forecast next year's sales tax. So we're going to keep hoping that that it continues to go up, and that allows us to provide more services. And then hopefully one day we can get to a point where we can maybe reduce that sales tax a little bit and bring it down to get us into a little bit better shape when it comes to the sales tax. We've done a lot of great work when it comes to our property tax, lowering that by 18 mils, and hopefully we can do the same with the sales tax.
Thank you, President Jewell. Ordinances, resolutions introduced for publication, public hearing, Monday, March 2nd, 2026, 6 p.m., Council Chambers, Courthouse, Hornville. 2026-0043, 2026-0059, 2026-0060, 2026-0062, 2026-0067. I'm sorry, 66. Planning and zoning petitions, 2026-0028, an ordinance to amend the St. Charles Parish zoning ordinance of 1981 to change the zoning classification from R3 to C3 on property designated as Lot 15A, Block 6, Mozilla Subdivision, 14183, and 14189 Highway 90, Booty, as requested by Brennan Freelow. File number 2026-0028 is now open for public hearing. If there is anyone who would like to come up and speak regarding this item, please do so now. Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Any council discussion? Councilman Willie Commodore?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, this was a zoning in my district that was rezoned a few years ago from C3 to residential. The purchaser at that time was looking at doing some multifamily developments. Through the years that didn't work out, and he's looking to bring it back to C3 as it is Highway 90 frontage. Just right there by the high school, surrounded by C3. I appreciate your support.
Councilwoman O'Daniels?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to hear from Planning and Zoning Director Michael Albert, please.
Yes, ma'am. As was stated, the request is to go from multifamily back to highway commercial. In 2019, the property was rezoned in the reverse from C3 to R3. This request brings it back to its previous zoning. The department, as well as the Planning Commission, recommended approval on this, having met 2 of the 3 requirements.
Thank you.
President Jewell?
I'd say, we're supportive of this. I know Michael just stated that, but this is, when you look at the zoning map and look at where everything is, it obviously fixes a spot zone that was previously there.
Thank you. Please cast your votes to file number 2026-0028. And that passes unanimously. Ordinance is scheduled for public hearing introduced at a previous meeting. 2026-0023, an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of change order number 1 final for the Louisiana LE18 cast iron water main replacement Phase 3 project number WWKS 113 to decrease the contract amount by $85,019.76. File number 2026-0023 is now open for public hearing. If there's anyone who would like to come up and speak regarding this item, please do so now. Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Mr. Gordon? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Greg Gordon, Director, Department of Waterworks, and member of the public. The title says it all. The project went well. Some of the estimates, some of the quantities adjustments were decreased. Obviously, it's kind of hard sometimes to estimate correctly everything when in the bid, but we're glad the project went well, and we can reduce the contract amount. Have any questions? More than happy to answer.
Thank you. Public hearing is now closed. If there is anyone who, I'm sorry, is there any council discussion? Mr. Jewell, President Jewell.
Hey, Greg, I just want to say thank you for your work on this project, and especially Sean. I think Sean was out there every single day when I passed. This was one of those projects that obviously, to and from work, you could see the progress day to day. And I know that a lot of people were disrupted, having to come across driveways and streets and everything. And I just want to say thanks to your team and especially Sean for being out there and managing that as it went through, and appreciate the good work.
Right. Thank you. And just so everyone knows, the next 2 phases are going to be designed over the next 2 years. It's obviously, if you drive that, you can see that it's a little more comprehensive, and there's a lot of stuff in the way. So we're going to take our time with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Please cast your votes for file number 2026-0023. Oh, I'm sorry. One more, Councilwoman Ms. Wilson.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to ditto what Parish President Jewell stated. This was a very detailed job, and it was a clean job as well, even though it disrupted some of the traffic on River Road, but it was a very clean job, and just thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Any other councilwomen or men? Please cast your votes for file number 2026-0023. And that passes unanimously. 2026-0025, an ordinance to amend St. Charles Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 8, Elections, Section 8-1, to revise the legal descriptions of council districts 1 and 7 in order to realign portions of Pitt Road, Alexander Street, and Bucci Estates Drive, all south of Tenney Street, into a single council district, all in accordance with Resolution Number 6874 and applicable redistricting laws. Mr. Brian Champagne with the Register of Voters.
Madam Chair, members of the council, President Jewell, I appreciate y'all's support on this. When we did the redistricting in 23, for some reason, looking at satellite maps, we just missed this area, and we thought it would help join Council District 7 to the area of Ashton. And then when we realized that we had misplaced some voters who historically have been in 1-5, I think several times I came with the budget, and over time we had to wait till after what was the presidential election. We had to get past the elections that had already been in place. So I appreciate your support. This mainly just straightens an error that we made. Thank you.
Thank you. File number 2026-0025 is now open for public hearing. If there's anyone who would like to come and speak regarding this item, please do so now. Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Any council discussion? I would just like to say thank you for your work in doing this, and although I will certainly miss some of those residents that I had a chance to work with during the last couple of years, I think it's definitely best, and I'm sure they're going to appreciate having a permanent spot to go to now. Please cast your votes for file number 2026-0025. And that passes unanimously. 2026-0038, an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a cooperative endeavor agreement with the St. Charles Firemen's Association, Inc. for funding from the settlement of the Louisiana State Local Government opioid litigation in the amount not to exceed $200,000 for the purchase of Lifeline arm chest compression systems with accessories and LifePak 1000 graphical display AEDs with accessories for the 9 volunteer fire departments. Administration has requested an amendment to the second page of the Cooperative Endeavor Agreement, revising the address of St. Charles Firemen Association, Inc. from 67 St. Anthony Street, Luling, Louisiana, to P.O. Box 733, Hornville, Louisiana, 7057. I need a motion and a second to amend file number 2026-0038. A motion by Councilwoman O'Daniels and second by Heather Skiba to amend file number 2026-0038. An amendment shall be made to page 2 of the Cooperative Endeavor Agreement, revising the address of St. Charles Firemen's Association, Inc. from 67 St. Anthony Street, Luling, Louisiana, to P.O. Box 733, Hornville, Louisiana, 7057. File number 2026-0038 is now open for public hearing. If there is anyone who would like to come up and speak regarding this amendment, please do so now. Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Any council discussion? Please cast your votes to amend file number 2026-0038. And that passes unanimously. File number 2026-0038 as amended is now open for public hearing. If there is anyone who would like to come up and speak regarding this item, please do so now. Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Any council discussion? Mr. Uhl?
Thank you. I think your description of the ordinance is right on point. It's a CEA between the parish and the Firemen's Association. With the funds that we receive from the Louisiana State Local Government Opioid Litigation Memorandum of Understanding, these funds can only be used for certain things within their guidelines. One of these things are the items listed in the CEA. The goal is for the parish to purchase both the 9 Lifeline ARM chest compression systems and the graphical displays with a value not to exceed $200,000. Procurement with the parish will purchase these items, and then thereafter a donation will be executed for St. Charles Parish to donate these items to the Firemen's Association for their use. Thank you.
Thank you. President Drew?
Thank you, Chairwoman. Just a little bit of an additional background to this. The Firemen's Association approached the parish about a year ago looking for a way to fill this gap. Some of the departments have have access to equipment like this. Most of the departments do not. And so because our fire service is called many times to assist on medical calls, being able to get there if our EMS ambulance service can't respond quick enough or is on the way but is coming from a longer distance, the fire department being able to respond and start chest compressions or implement an AED on a patient is critical. And the faster they get there, this is really when seconds count. So the faster they can get there, start those compressions, put that AED on, and utilize that machine is incredibly important for the fire service and as a way to assist our St. Charles Parish EMS. So again, we looked at how we could fill that gap. The opioid funding money that we received through a settlement that I signed on to in the beginning of my first term allowed us the ability to do this because we can associate some of these calls with the opioid epidemic that we've had in St. Charles Parish and across the country. So would ask for your support, and once we can get this ordered, and it's all in state contract, and if y'all have any questions about the procurement of said devices, Brenda's here to kind of fill in those gaps, but we do hope you support this and we can give an important tool to our fire service.
Any other council discussion? Please cast your votes for file number 2026-0038 as amended. And that passes unanimously. 2026-0039, an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a professional services agreement with Huseman and Associates, LLC, to perform engineering services for the St. Charles Parish Courthouse electrical replacement project number GBCHEU 26 in the not to exceed amount of $79,855. Mr. Darren Dewey.
Yep. Yes, sir. Thank you, Council. Just like you said, it's a contract with Huseman and Associates to change out roughly 16 of our electrical panels that are still within the courthouse that are still original. We've changed out as we did some of the renovations as it made sense to do that, but there's still about 15 of them we haven't touched yet. So this is to help get us a plan, and because as they come down, we'll be losing power in parts of the building. So they're going to come up with a plan for us to minimize any disruption and get them changed out. We're having trouble getting parts for many of these panels. They're just because they're older and not quite as efficient. So that's the gist of it.
File number 2026-0039 is now open for public hearing. If there's anyone who would like to come up and speak regarding this item, please do so now. Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, public hearing is now closed. Any council discussion? Please cast your votes for file number 2026-0039. And that passes unanimously. 2026-0041, an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of change order number 2, final for the Sunset Screen Cleaner, project number PO 80905-11C, to decrease the contract amount by $192,662.65 and decrease the contract time by 129 days. Mr. Schulte?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to say I want to acknowledge the hard work of Sea Level Construction in bringing this project in. Sea Level has been working with us for 19 consecutive years on different projects. And it's always very helpful to be working with construction companies that are very willing and professional to work with you. Also, too, this project brings forward three major items. You know, the main issue is the collection of the debris to keep the pumps running. But this project also includes an access bridge, which gives future entrance to the levee system. You know, as you all know, this levee is part of the Upper Barataria system, and any future lifts of trucks going through that area will be able to cross the new Wasky deck that's there and not have to go over the frontal section of the pump station and not cross in front of Carey's Point. And I think that's a major improvement. Also, too, it includes the canal widening to increase the sump area by approximately 6 acres, and which greatly improves the flow of water out of number 10 canal. And it's a good project, and I appreciate your support.
Thank you. File number 2026-0041 is now open for public hearing. If there's anyone who would like to come up and speak regarding this item, please do so now. Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Council discussion. President Jewell.
Sam, I just want to say thanks for your work managing this project. You know, obviously you mentioned it earlier, Sea Level has been great to work with. I think one of the things that they did on this project was really take the two projects within it and really attack them both simultaneously, which was the canal widening itself, and then the Wasky deck and the bar screen cleaners. But I just want to give you guys an idea. We removed about 70,000 cubic yards of material out of the Bayou Gauche Canal leading to the pump station. That is a tremendous volume of water that we can now take in addition to what we have as the storage capacity there already. And as Mr. Sam said, that canal widening happened right where canal number 10 enters the main canal, Bayou Gauche Canal, to the pump station. So our hope and what we know is that it's going to help get water out of the community more quickly. And when we make the improvements to the future pump station, to the existing pump station with the new pumps and new motors, all of that's going to work together even better than it does now. So we're excited to see this project completed, and then hopefully get started soon on another project to bring that pump station up to the 21st century. I think it was built in 1960 or 1963. That's how long it's been running.
I failed to mention earlier that of the design of Bert Kleinpeter on this particular project, they're also the designers of the engine upgrade. And the engine upgrade system will be on telemetry, which is just a major improvement over what we have now, as far as when we get these rain events that come up in the middle of the night and we're not aware of them. The telemetry system is going to be able to keep the system functioning and running. We won't have to wait on the operators to get there. Even though they get there in a timely manner, it's still a major improvement to be able to access it through telemetry and actually monitor it from the Public Works Office and from EOC, and be a major improvement for the system.
Thank you. Councilman Carmerdell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, Mr. Sam, we always like to save money, so great job seeing these decreases instead of seeing increases that we're seeing over the years. One thing to follow up with that, if there's any budget left on this project, can we see about some road repairs? I've got several complaints from Carey Point residents after the dump truck levee lifts and this heavy equipment from this project. That road's in pretty bad shape. Mr. Rubes dug into some of the ownership and the deeds for that road. So I know I've talked to Mr. Bingham about it. So hopefully between Public Works and your department, we can try to clean that road up a little bit. I'd appreciate it.
Mr. Miles and I have discussed that. Like I said, we had over 1,000 trucks going in and out, full and empty. The road took a pretty hard beating, with all of that. So it is something we're going to have to address, and we're going to have to, like I said, Mr. Miles and I talked about this the other day.
Yeah,
we'll have to do something with
Councilman Carmerdale, we do plan to have that road milled and overlaid as soon as we can.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Please cast your votes for file number 2026-0041. And that passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Council members.
Persons to address the council. 2026-0063, Mr. Cliff Buller, zoning violation 10 Horseshoe Lane, St. Rose, Louisiana.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, members of the council and the administration for allowing us to visit with you this evening.
Excuse me, you have 5 minutes to speak.
It won't take that long. Thank you. My name is Cliff Buller. I'm a resident of St. Charles Parish. I reside at number 3 Canyon Lane, which is in the Bar None Ranch subdivision. I've been there since 1989. And tonight I'm asking your assistance in dealing with the resident, Mr. Peter Chambers, the resident of number 10 Horseshoe Lane. He's operating a plumbing business under the name of Peter Piper. This location is on the corner of our main entrance in our subdivision towards the front. He applied for a home occupation permit in 2011. I attended that meeting along with several of my neighbors who all spoke in opposition. The permit was denied by the council with a vote of 0 in favor and 9 against. Despite that denial, Peter Piper has continued to operate at that residential location. The conditions have worsened over the past few years and are a nuisance to the neighbors. And I serve as the president of our homeowners association, and I receive numerous complaints from neighbors every meeting. I've provided some photos to the council that you might have in your minutes. These were taken recently on December 29th of 2025. The property forms the corner of Horseshoe Lane and Palomino Drive. The first photo I provided is of the front of the residence at number 10 Horseshoe, indicating a pickup truck parked on the lawn, a large enclosed trailer with business signage, a large box truck also with business signage. The second photo I provided shows the same large box truck with several lengths of pipe laying on the yard, another pickup truck behind the box truck. In the distance, there is a vehicle and a second utility trailer along Palomino Drive. These vehicles make it a hazard for traffic exiting Horseshoe Lane onto Palomino Drive. I do not believe that the box truck ever moves. I believe it's just being used as a storage facility on the property. The third photo was taken from across Palomino Drive, and it shows building materials laid about in the front yard, additional vehicles parked in the driveway crossways. There's another red business van with business markings and a second utility trailer parked on the neighbor's driveway. It is common to have multiple vehicles parked along Palomino Drive's side, blocking the line of sight as you exit from Horseshoe Lane. Recently, I was driving up Palomino towards River Road late one evening, and there was actually a large construction trailer parked along Palomino, about half of it sticking out onto the road with full of materials of some sort, protruding onto Palomino to the extent that someone had placed orange traffic cones in the street around this trailer. It's a very unsafe environment. The number of vehicles and the amount of personal activity around the property suggests there are multiple families living at the residence as well. We are a quiet, well-established neighborhood, and it's unfair to the residents of Bar None that we must live with this poor environment. I'm asking that this council work with the staff of planning and zoning and administration and the legal department to take an appropriate action to end this abuse of our neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you. 2026-0064, Mr. Kevin Kushi, Planning and Zoning Issues.
Hello, my name is Kevin Kuchis. I live at 18 Pony Lane, St. Rose, Louisiana. I used to live on Horseshoe Lane for many years. Moved out one block up about 20 years ago, but I know Mr. Chambers very well. I know his plumbing business. I know all the things he's done in the past that all the neighbors have complained about. I do have something here from August 22nd, 2011, where he was voted that vehicles associated with the plumbing business may not be parked on the property. And since then, he's always had plumbing businesses, trucks, vans. In fact, when I came here tonight, I took a picture. I do have a picture of his plumbing van and his trailer. It's about a 16-foot trailer parked in the yard. He does have many people living there, whether they're workers or just renters or whatever they may be, but it's a nuisance. I do go on that street every day. My mother-in-law still lives on that street at 20 Horseshoe, so I know the inconvenience it is pulling out with all the traffic and not being able to see. Today, when I left, Joanne, who's going to speak next, they have a bunch of kids that live in the house. I don't know how many, but 2, 3, 4 of them, and they run around the street. That's a hazard for everybody, whether it's me or people coming down the street, or even the kids themselves. Somebody's going to get hit. So there's a numerous amounts of issues going on there, and we would like to have y'all look into it and take care of it. But the main concern is we need those trucks gone. The business is just an eyesore to the neighborhood.
Thank you. 2026-0065, Miss Joanne R. Dubrock, Planning and Zoning Issues. You have 5 minutes to speak.
My name is Joanne Dubrock. I live at number 11 Horseshoe Lane, and I've been there 30 years. It was a great neighborhood when I first moved there. Now it's become a disaster. I've almost twice gotten clipped by a car coming down Palomino because I can't see over the cars that are parked in the driveway towards Palomino. They're all the way to the end of the driveway, so I'm short. I can't see over that car to see what's coming at me. And twice, I had to stop. He had to stop. I had to back up. That's a very dangerous situation. And there are little kids running around there all the time. That's fine. I'm conscious of the kids. I'm not, saying they shouldn't be out there. They shouldn't. They're small. There was no supervision. But when they did this in 2011 and told Pete he could not have a vehicle there, the next thing I knew, there was a vehicle there. So I went over and asked him about it. He said, "Oh, you don't understand. They could turn me down, but I went and got my permit in Jefferson Parish, and they said, since it's on my business, I could take it home and park it there." He told me that personally. And he never said it to anyone else, but he said it to me. Because I thought, what are you doing with your truck? They said no. But I understand that planning and zoning overrode the council and said, yes, he could. That's not right. My husband had a business. He was a welder. You never saw his equipment in my driveway ever. If he had to bring it home, my car had to sit out. His equipment went in the garage. That's all I've got to say about it. Something's got to be done. There's going to be a bad accident there in the near future because I'm not the only one who lives on that street. Thank you.
Thank you. President Jewell?
Thank you, Chairwoman. I just want to say that some time ago, I think I came and spoke to the Homeowners Association about projects and things going on. This might have been two years ago now, and y'all had mentioned this issue to me, and when I passed it on to Planning and Zoning, when we went and looked it up, he does have a permit on file. Okay? We've been out there recently, and I understand that he is telling, from just chatting with Michelle Daniels, we were able to get him to pick up some of the trash and debris that was around his yard. But he is telling our inspector that he's selling the box truck. I understand that I got it. The fact of the matter is now we have it, him telling our inspector that, and we can keep that as justification when we continue to go back. Michael, I just wanted to pass it to you to just talk about what we are looking at moving forward.
Yeah, the inspector was told that the box truck is being sold and that he's switching over to the smaller utility trailer on the site. We've been out there, we've taken a look. We understand the existing permit from 2011. We've evaluated the site and we're talking with legal about it now.
Michael, were you here when that permit was issued?
I was not here.
Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman O'Daniels?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I've reviewed the entire file, and well, it's kind of evolving. But anyway, in May of 2025, the inspector went out and talked to Mr. Chambers about his vehicles. At which time he told the inspector that he was retiring, he was ill, he was doing these things. Months have now passed. So further inspection and complaints in October and November and then December revealed that the council did say no to the home occupation, yet there was a mistake made by planning and zoning. When you read the ordinance, it kind of, if you don't look all the way to the bottom, it kind of looks like, yes, there's an ordinance, but it was denied. So contingent in the ordinance is that he does not have any branded vehicles there. So switching from the box truck to a branded trailer or to a doesn't resolve the problem in my mind. And it's problematic because these pictures also show laying pipe in actual activities, plumbing activities happening in addition, which kind of just pulled the trigger for me, because it's one thing to park your vehicle or have one vehicle, but this is multiple vehicles in addition to a multifamily situation. So the kids are coming out from the side of these vehicles you can't see around and popping out into the street. It's a problem, but even more so because you can't even see and you have no line of sight. So these vehicles are nicely tucked in front of his house today because apparently y'all have been talking to him, but that will evolve over time, and we shouldn't have to keep playing whack-a-mole with this particular property. And I appreciate anything y'all can do to make it better for these residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolutions 2026-0061, a resolution requesting a change of the polling place for all elections held in Precinct 2-3, revising the current location from Mimosa Park Elementary School, 222 Birch Street, Luling, Louisiana, to the Bible Center Church, 422 Barton Avenue, Luling, Louisiana. Councilwoman Heather Skiba.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is just a simple move of the polling place from where it was prior to Hurricane Ida. It was placed at Mimosa Park Elementary after Ida, just as an emergency polling place. Now that the Bible Center has finished renovations after Hurricane Ida, we would like to move it back to where it was before so those residents don't need to cross the highway.
Thank you. File number 2026-0061 is now open for public comment. If there is anyone who would like to come up and speak regarding this item, please do so now. Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, public comment is closed. Any council discussion? Please cast your votes for file number 2026-0061. And that passes unanimously. Appointments 2026-0016, a resolution appointing a member of the River Parish's Transit Authority. Council Chairman will accept nominations to the River Parish Transit Authority to fill the vacancy caused by the resignation of the term of Mr. Emile Broussard III. One member appointed by the Parish Council, chosen from a list of nominees, one submitted by the River Region Chamber of Commerce, one submitted by the AFL-CIO, term to begin immediately and expire January 9th, 2028. Term is concurrent with the governing authority, deferred from the January 26, 2026 Parish Council meeting. This item will be deferred to the Monday, March 2nd council meeting, pending receipt of the required nomination. 2026-0044, accept resignation of Mr. Ed Griffin, St. Charles Parish Planning and Zoning Commission, District 3 Representative. And this will be deferred as well. This will be deferred as well. 2026-0045, a resolution appointing a member to the St. Charles Parish Planning and Zoning Commission as the District 3 representative. On Monday, March 2nd, 2026, Council Chairman will accept nominations from the District 3 Council member to fill the vacancy caused by the resignation of the term of Mr. Ed Griffin, unexpired term to begin immediately and expire May 31st, 2029. Meetings, announcements, notices, etc. Meetings. Coastal Zone Advisory Committee, Tuesday, February 10th, 2026, 12 p.m., Council Chambers. Pontchartrain Levy District, Monday, February 16th, 2026, 6 p.m., Pontchartrain Levy District Headquarters Complex, 2069 Railroad Avenue, Lutcher. Board of Adjustment, ZBA, Thursday, February 19th, 2026, 6 p.m., Council Chambers. Housing Authority, Tuesday, February 24th, 2026, 6 p.m., Council Chambers. Hospital Service District Number 1, Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, 2 p.m., Council Chambers. St. Charles Parish Council, Monday, March 2nd, 2026, 6 p.m., Council Chambers. Announcements, Crew of Lulu Parade, Saturday, February 14th, 2026, 12 p.m. in Luling. Crew of Disarmaments Parade, Sunday, February 15th, 2026, 1 p.m., Disarmaments. Parish Holiday is Monday, February 16th, 2026, President's Day observed, and a Parish Holiday, Tuesday, February 17th, 2026, Mardi Gras. Please note that there will be a 3-week lapse between council meetings. The next regular council meeting will be held on Monday, March 2nd, 2026. Adjournment. A motion and a second is needed to adjourn. Motion by Heather Skiba and seconded by Willie Cormedale. Please cast your votes to adjourn. And that passes unanimously. Have a safe and happy Mardi Gras. We are officially adjourned.